The Netherlands at a turning point. What Geert Wilders' victory really means. Europe's political landscape is shifting, and the Netherlands now stands at the center of this change. Geert Wilders, the longtime leader of the Party for Freedom, has achieved a historic election victory. In Amsterdam, his supporters are celebrating, while concern grows in Brussels. Many are asking, what lies behind this result? Why has the protest movement become so strong? And what does it mean for the future of Europe? In this video, we take a closer look at the events that led to this political earthquake, and at the mood in a country torn between identity, security, and European belonging. Chapter 1. A nation in turmoil. Amsterdam is in a state of emergency. Thousands of people fill the streets, some celebrating, others protesting. The atmosphere is tense, not because of a football match, but because of an election that many see as a turning point. Geert Wilders, a politician long known for his criticism of immigration, has done it. His party has become the strongest force in parliament. For many Dutch citizens, this is a sign of renewal. For others, a warning. To understand why Wilders has gained so much support now, we need to look at the country's current situation. Rising living costs, a severe housing shortage, and ongoing debates over migration. The Netherlands, one of Europe's wealthiest and most open nations, is under pressure. Official figures show a shortage of more than 400,000 homes, and many people feel that politics has become more about Brussels than about them. Chapter 2. Volendam. A small town, reflecting big concerns. About 30 minutes north of Amsterdam lies Volendam, a picturesque town of canals, windmills, and brick houses. At first glance, everything seems peaceful. Tourists taking photos, locals enjoying coffee in cozy cafes. But beneath the calm surface, frustration brews. Many residents complain about rising rents and a lack of opportunities. In the last election, nearly half voted for Wilders' Party. They see him as someone who says what others avoid, that high immigration is changing the social balance and cultural identity of the country. An elderly woman says, "I have nothing against people who need help, but we must also think of ourselves." A local craftsman adds, "I'm worried our country is changing too fast. My grandchildren should live in freedom, without fear, without pressure." Voices like these are becoming more common, and they explain why Geert Wilders, long seen as an outsider, now stands at the center of Dutch politics. Chapter 3. The rise and the break with government. Wilders is no newcomer. For decades, he has shaped political debate in the Netherlands. His Party for Freedom, PVV, has been part of governing coalitions before. Most recently, about a year ago, but that alliance collapsed. The reason? Deep disagreements over migration policy. Wilders demanded strict limits on immigration, while his coalition partners favored European solutions. Eventually, Wilders withdrew his ministers, out of principle, as he put it. That decision triggered new elections, and this time the political mood had shifted. Public dissatisfaction was higher than ever, and many felt ignored by the political elite. Wilders ran on a simple but powerful message. "I warned you before, now I want to act." His promise was clear. The Netherlands should once again decide for itself on its borders and its laws. Chapter 4. Election night, a political earthquake. The election night will go down in history. Early projections showed Wilders' Party for Freedom leading with around 32% of the vote, making him the likely next prime minister. In Amsterdam and many other cities, his supporters celebrated with flags, fireworks, and car parades. For them, this was more than a victory. It was a moment of reclaiming the people's voice. Meanwhile, nervousness spread across other political camps. Established parties came under pressure, and Brussels expressed concern. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen reminded that member states cannot simply choose which EU rules they want to follow. But to many Dutch voters, such statements only confirmed what they already felt, that Brussels holds too much power and ordinary citizens too little. Chapter 5. Wilders' Agenda, Between Principle and Provocation. In a letter to Parliament, Wilders presented 10 key demands. Among them, a 4-year halt on accepting asylum seekers, military control of national borders, strict limits on family reunification. These proposals have drawn sharp criticism within the EU. Opponents accuse Wilders of undermining human rights. Supporters, however, see his plan as long overdue action to relieve pressure on the welfare system. Wilders calls his approach a return to common sense. He insists that the Netherlands will continue to uphold humanitarian values, but not at the expense of its own stability. His strategy is clear: appeal to those who feel overwhelmed by globalization, bureaucracy, and EU interference. Chapter 6. The clash with Brussels. The EU's response was immediate. Politicians like Manfred Weber, chairman of the European People's Party, warned that if the Netherlands rejects the EU Migration Pact, a domino effect could follow. Countries such as Poland and Hungary already share similar positions. If a Western European country like the Netherlands joins them, it could shake the balance of power within the Union. Some analysts are already talking about the rise of a sovereignty bloc, a coalition of nations pushing for a return to national decision-making. For Brussels, that would be a nightmare scenario, as it challenges the core idea of European integration: shared responsibility and solidarity. Chapter 7. Between Protest and Transformation. The protests erupting in Amsterdam and other cities reveal how deeply divided Dutch society has become. On one side are citizens demanding safety, control, and identity. On the other are those warning against nationalism and isolation. Social media amplifies the divide, but beneath the slogans lies a genuine concern. People feel they are losing control over their costs of living, over the future, over the direction Europe is heading. Political scientists describe this as a symptom of modern democracies. When institutions appear distant, movements arise that offer simple answers to complex problems. Wilders has capitalized on that space, not by reinventing politics, but by delivering clear, emotionally charged messages about sovereignty and belonging. Chapter 8. A signal for all of Europe. What is happening in the Netherlands will not remain an isolated event. Politicians in Germany, France, and Austria are already debating whether similar trends could emerge in their own countries. Many see Wilders' success as part of a broader European movement, growing skepticism toward the EU and a renewed focus on national priorities. But it's not necessarily an anti-European message. Many Dutch citizens don't want to leave Europe. They simply want a Europe that listens, not dictates. The coming months will show whether Wilders can form a stable government. In the Netherlands, coalition talks are notoriously complex. The last ones took over 7 months. This time, the challenge could be just as great. Chapter 9. A new chapter. Or a risky experiment. Geert Wilders' victory marks a historic moment. Whether it becomes the start of a new era or merely a temporary protest remains uncertain. What is clear is that many Dutch citizens have lost trust in traditional parties. They want leaders who act, not just talk. But strong words bring strong expectations. If Wilders fails to deliver on his promises or solve pressing social and economic problems, public sentiment could quickly shift again. Europe is watching closely, not out of curiosity, but concern. What's unfolding in Amsterdam, The Hague, and Rotterdam reflects challenges seen across the continent: migration, identity, fairness, and the question of who politics is really for. Conclusion: Geert Wilders' success is not a coincidence. It's the result of years of social and political tension. His party has harnessed frustration, fear, and the desire for control. Whether this path leads to renewal or further division will depend on how Wilders governs and whether he can turn protest into responsible policy. One thing is certain. The Netherlands has sent a message. Not only to Brussels, but to all of Europe. A message that says, we want to be heard. If you found this video informative, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more political insights. What do you think about the situation in the Netherlands? Is this a necessary course correction or a dangerous step for Europe? Share your thoughts in the comments below.